Hello again, folks. We're going to try part 2 of this oat patty recipe. The last recipe is a little bit dry. I'm going to try to change, taking out one egg and putting in tofu. But I walked through the process with you now so you see the whole thing as it comes together. We're starting off by browning the onions and garlic together. I've already started here with the onions, and they're probably maybe about halfway cooked. So I'm going to give them a little bit of a stir here. And I put in about a tablespoon of olive oil. And now we're going to add 2 of the tablespoons chopped garlic. So again, you don't have to be so precise. Just scoop out and put in, scoop out and put it in. Okay. And we'll use that spoon again later. So now I'm just going to mix it until it starts to turn brown. And the onions are already about half cooked when I started the video, so we've got about a minute to go here. Turn down the heat so it don't burn. Okay folks, I just turned off the heat. I'm going to let that cool down a little bit. And while that's cooling, we can jump over here to our mixing bowl and we can put everything else together. Now this recipe is pretty simple because you're just going to throw everything in and then we're just going to mix it up. I started with mushrooms, and I put it close to the camera there. So I just bought mushroom pieces, and in this case I just diced them just a little bit finer. So that's 1 can of mushrooms. Then we have our 4 cups of oats. Just going to dump that in. Then we have 1 cup of milk. It can be skim milk. It can be your plant-based milks if that's what you would prefer to use. Anything will work out okay. So we got our milk in. I had some questions about nutritional yeast. I bought this one from a local shop. So 1.5 cups of nutritional yeast. Just going to dump that in. And we have about 1/3 cup of tomato paste. So putting that in. Then we have 1 egg. And we're going to put in the tofu now. So this is a packet of tofu. I got the lid off already, got the water drained out of it. So just put that in. And next I have the Italian seasoning, and in my case there was no paprika, so I added some paprika to it. I had 1/4 cup in the last recipe, matching other recipes I've seen online. For my taste, a little bit too much, so this is about 3/4 of a quarter. So that's about 3/16 of a cup. And now we're going to go to soy sauce and put in about 4 tablespoons. So they're 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then pepper to taste. Really all this is up to you folks. I like a lot of pepper, so I'm just going to dust it pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to mix this up a little bit, then we'll add in our browned onions and garlic. So we'll add in the garlic and onion now, and then we'll keep mixing. Now folks, I cut back 1 egg, remember, and we're going to mix it up. We're going to see how it comes together. If we really need that egg in there to make it hold together, no problem, we can add it. This is a way I learned to modify my recipes in real time without making so many mistakes. Okay folks, we have this pretty much mixed up. Remember, we have to let it rest for about 10 minutes, and that's going to let the oats absorb the liquids, and it's going to let those Italian seasonings diffuse in and make it a much better taste. Hello again. One thing I forgot. We let the mixture rest here, went through the recipe, and I forgot the liquid smoke. So we added 1 tablespoon here, gave it another mix. Okay folks, after the rest, it feels like it has a pretty good texture. So I'm going to go ahead and try to make a few patties. If it doesn't stick together so well, we still can go back and add that last egg. So what I'm going to do now is the wok is heating up, and I put in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I use olive oil. You can use other oils, but one thing I like about olive oil is that it has a low smoking point. So that means if it starts to smoke, you know your flame is too hot. When cooking these patties, what I learned from the last time is that they need to be cooked slow and for a rather long time, and that lets the flavors and things diffuse together. So let's give it a try. So I have a batch about this much. I'm just going to put it into the oil. After it gets set up there, then I'll just press it down into a patty. Okay folks, I just pressed them flat with the spatula here, rounded them up a little bit, and we're going to flip them here shortly. Looks pretty good. We'll see what it's like at the end, and we'll do a taste test. Folks, here's the first result. I pressed them maybe a little bit too thin. When you fold over, they're a little bit crumbly, but they taste pretty good actually. The Italian seasoning I cut back, so that's a little bit better. The moisture is really nice. You get a nice crunch from the browning. The mushrooms cook up really well. And I am going to add the other egg back, and so hopefully it holds it together just a little bit more. Okay folks, we're doing the second trial on this second batch, and I put in the extra egg, and I'm going to let those cook for a few minutes. From the last time, I think I'm learning to cook even a little bit lower in temperature, and I'm going to cook them a little bit longer. And for the pressing, I'm going to make them a little bit thicker, like a nice thick burger. And I have one hack for you. When you have the spatula, the best thing to do is to keep them from sticking is you just spray a little bit of oil on the surface, and then when they come down it won't stick. Folks, and here is the second batch. I'm feeling much better about this one. But folks, let me give you some framework for this. There are hundreds of millions of dollars spent on trying to make a good version of something like this. So if you don't make something great the first time, if you don't make something great the 5th time and the 6th time, don't feel bad about yourself. There are people spending big bucks to try to do this. The question is, can you make something that's nice to have as an alternative once in a while? So here we are, and with the tofu, we have made a texture that's actually quite nice. And I'm going to break it right here, and then you can see how it breaks in half. Okay? And actually, you just have to try it yourself and see if you like it. Again, I like the roast mushroom taste. The tofu got the texture where we want it. It does not have the body of meat, so don't expect a miracle. But folks, I would like you guys to try it. You folks are probably much better at cooking than I am, and you maybe can come up with some better suggestions of additions and subtractions. I'd very much like to hear what you have to say. I think this is a very important thing to do. Thanks for staying to this end of this video, and please again folks, like always, please subscribe, please like, please follow, please share. I need your support to keep doing this. Also, on my channel, please vote. Let me know what kind of videos you'd like me to do next. I set out a poll last week. Right now, the food videos, similar to this one, I guess, are what's the most liked so far. I'm happy to do whatever you guys think is best. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye-bye.